Facebook is now a part of our lives. And not just Facebook, but social media in general. Look at every facet of your life. Somehow, you have a digital platform that is making life easier. As of January this year, about 19% of the country's 57 million people were active users of Facebook. The continent has 95 million users. Kenya is widely praised for its tech capacity. Internet penetration and digitization has had a huge footnote to this end. According to research done by Dalberg, released in August this year, 98% of Kenyans own a SIM card. More than half use a smartphone and 65% have access to the internet. This has resulted in significant growth in online businesses. Just think of any product, from land to milk, you'll find it online.
I've been in online business for the last 3 years or so. I've pushed my products through online platforms. I've done platform. I've even sent things to US. Somebody who accessed my platform through US. So they just send the products. I want this and this. This person says that I want them delivered to. There's a friend of mine who is coming to US. Give that friend of mine. They're going to bring the products to US, because sometimes they say that maybe this product in US it's a bit more expensive. So, but most of my clients are normally in Kenya. I don't think for the last 3 years, all the major towns, I've supplied products to all the major towns that you might even think.
When I started making these products, I remember that time I was home. I wasn't going anywhere and stopped going to work, and I was staying at home. And so when I started creating the product, I would share them, especially the kombucha, which was my first pioneer product for the business. I would just share it like in a glass, and then I post it online, and people will ask me, what are you drinking? And then I'll share my story. I'm chasing the glow. This is why I'm drinking this drink. This is what it is. I also like telling stories. And it was almost organic, because now people started asking, what is this? We would like to know more about it. Would you sell it to us?
The online space has transformed business. Not just business, it has transformed basically everything. So I think that's where we are headed. There's no looking back. We're not going back to the physical offices or the physical shops. So everyone will go online because of the convenience. Because of course a customer would prefer someone who can deliver products to their place instead of having to go to a mall to shop. So that convenience is what is going to actually power this online space.
For cottage businesses like this one, the online spaces help them to leverage their location. Doesn't matter where they're located, the online platforms can connect them to the buyers. But it's not as easy as just posting a product online. The picture matters, but is it all that matters?
If you have a very good product, you don't package it well, you don't brand it well, you don't take good photos, then you're not going to make it online, because it's visual. What do people see? What's the first impression when people come to your page?
What site transpose customers to?
Facebook and Instagram. Those two are almost at 60-40 for both. So usually there's beauty and health in my business. So the health will go mostly on Facebook, and I'll tell you why later. And then the beauty mostly on Instagram. So you also have to learn what kind of clientele and where they are, where to find them, and what they are looking for.
Market research.
Yeah, so you have to do market research. And also another way to be visible is to use visible people, and that's where influencers come in. Those people are visible. There's nothing else you're leveraging on when you're using influencers. It is, one, their visibility, and two, their appeal. What do they appeal to? What clients do they appeal to? Yeah, so that is all about visibility.
Consumer insight is very important. So if you're finding that 4 out of 5 people are going to Facebook or other sites to, make a consumption decision, then I think it's important that when you're doing your research as a business or setting up your site on Facebook or Instagram or the likes, it's important for you to actually understand what your consumer wants or what your consumer is looking at, and target your marketing specifically to those needs, so that you're not left out. And because we have competition, so if you're selling shoes, you're not the only one selling shoes. There'll be like 1,000 people selling shoes on the same site. So how do you differentiate? You differentiate by understanding your customer and targeting them. And so the best thing you can do is have a lot of consumer insight.
Credibility and trust are among the biggest challenges online businesses face. Dalberg's research indicated shoppers prefer social sites that support direct marketing, engagement between businesses and buyers, as well as goods being paid upon delivery. Further research done by Mastercard during the height of the pandemic indicate that 79% of Kenyans are shopping online. The same research shows 78% and 56% of the respondents discovered new sellers through Facebook and Instagram respectively.
Sometimes clients might not really have trust issues when it comes to ordering stuff online for them to be delivered. Sometimes the clients feel that whatever is displayed on social media is not even the real thing. And this is two-way, because even for us as business people, there are some clients who are not, you cannot be trusted.
You know, there are so many scammers. It's not like a fear that is based on nothing. There are so many scammers in the online sphere. So you buy a product and then you pay and the product never gets to where you are. Or if it does, it's something totally different from what you ordered. I think I've gone through that myself, ordering a mustard dress only for me to get a brown dress, and when I try to return it so that I can get an exchange, the supplier completely shuts me off. So you can see now, going forward, I'm also very skeptical about buying something online.
The Communications Authority of Kenya has said high delivery costs, importing charges, lack of national addressing system, and concerns over arrangements for returns by customers are hindering the growth of e-commerce. However, the design and culture of the supply chain in Kenya is also a hindrance. Nyambura terms the Kenya's supply chain industry as bogus. For Rose, she admits there is more room for growth.
It's very bogus, sorry to use that word. You wouldn't tell from where to where, especially with the kind of business I do. It is almost very hard to stick to one supplier because some of the products are one, seasonal. Two, people realize that because they are seasonal, they hold. So someone will just buy and keep and hold. So I cannot even determine what the prices of shea butter will be today and tomorrow. They will change because the season has changed. This thing is out of season. Someone will sell to you the way they want. So it's not really defined. There's no definite line like from here to here to here to me.
So I think it's driving, and the most interesting thing is that the people who are offering solutions in the supply chain are offering very unique solutions that you have not seen anywhere in Africa or in the world. So like the pickup mtanis of this world, you know, it's not something that you can think of just seated down. It's an out of the box supply kind of solution. So it's a very beautiful space to look into. We are having a lot of innovations in that area, but like I said, it's still at its infancy. Considering the population that we have in Kenya, and you know how big the country is, and the people who need supply in very many spheres, very many locations in the country, I think anyone in this space has an opportunity to, you know, just blow up their supply capabilities. So there's a lot that can be done in that space, but I think I'm in awe of what is happening at the moment.
I would say like now it's easier to access things. You can access their products. When I was doing my research, I would never access locally. I had to import them. Right now I can get them locally and in small quantities, especially for cottage industries. That has really helped. We've gotten people who have come and now they can repackage the reagents and whatever we need to use. Even the machines are coming in locally. Like I've had to do everything by hand for the longest, but now I see machines are coming in and that's really helpful. There are people who have brought the products closer to us. It's helpful, I would say, especially for everyone else who wants to start this business. It becomes easier. They don't have to import and wait for a month like I did when I started. Yeah.
Just 2 months after Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger went down, over 2,000 users reported seeing error messages on Facebook and downtime on WhatsApp earlier this month, another indicator of the vulnerability of these sites. Steven says the downtime in October cost him a lot. For dinner, the downtimes are a worrying sign.
When we don't have social media, then your client bid is going to freeze. It's going to freeze out because the only clients that you're going to depend on is the client which are going to walk into your shop. And at the moment, most of the clients are used to shopping online. So those social media, like even for the client, is going to be hard for them to really access good products online. So I can't really imagine a world without social media.
Sometimes I'm worried because you see, when people look for the studio, they go online. When you're not online, they can't get you. If I just say it's to wait for somebody, a walk-in, it's too hard, especially at this time of COVID. So that's why I joined online to be digital like the young people.
These sites have become a lifeline to many businesses in Kenya and across the continent. But is it time SMEs rethink their dependency on these sites?
Yes and no. One, yes, because of course it's going to affect my mode of running. How I know? You know, human beings are habitual beings. So I know my business runs online. So if anything moves, of course I'll be worried. But no, because I am a person who evolves very fast. I keep telling my team it's impossible to tie me, it's impossible to contain me, it's impossible to figure me out. So I'll evolve. Like if Facebook died today, we will rant today, tomorrow, and next week we'll find something else to do. Yeah, so I think the best thing you can do as a business owner is also to keep on top of your trend. Similarly, even creating products, you have to keep on top of your trend. Know what's coming up, know what's the world saying about these things. You cannot sell things the way you sold in 2010 and expect to thrive. The world is very fast-paced.
For businesses to thrive also, we have to consider the environment which they're operating in. So if you're on Facebook and then all of a sudden it just shuts down and you don't know how long it's going to shut down, you don't know whether it's an attack that's going to be prolonged, then you have to have a backup plan. And a backup plan means you're also not on just one site, you're on multiple sites. On top of that, you have a website, and you're also targeting your customers directly, so that if you make a purchase from me today, tomorrow it's possible for me to send you information on what I have today. So so that you have a multifaceted way of doing businesses. Don't just rely on one site, because the online space is very new, so even the attacks that will come in will be just as new. So to protect yourself, I think it's good to diversify. The government, on the other hand, which is now targeting online businesses for taxes, why don't you go a step further and ensure that for you to protect the taxes that you're getting from the online sphere, you're also safeguarding the people who are operating on that space. So making sure that there's a very good operating environment for innovators in the country. We don't really need to rely on Facebook alone. We can create our own sites where we can sell our own wares. So support the people who are trying to innovate in the country by also making sure that the cost of business is down. And then we will have many ways of supporting businesses that are operating online.
We are in a political season and online feeds are reflecting that. Will it affect online businesses?
The elections are not going to stop people from taking care of their skin. Neither is it going to stop people from taking care of their health. So we are going to be very intentional to remind people. As politicians remind them to vote, we will also be there next to them, reminding them, take care of your skin. After whoever is president, the way you look will determine the way you feel. So we are going to be leveraging on political trends and market ourselves.
The online spaces continue to provide endless opportunities. In a country and continent that urgently requires radical increase in jobs, online businesses can offer a lifeline to millions. But there is a long way to go. For institutions like Supply Chain Africa News, as well as individual journalists, there is a role to play.
So I think as journalists, number one, dedicate a desk for business, so that we are also supporting the businesses that are coming up online. And the reason I would say that is this is a chain. You support a business, the business supports you as a journalist, because they'll come advertise with you and you have revenue to run your operation. So you cannot ignore businesses. So set up a business desk that specifically caters to online businesses, that specifically caters to business in Kenya, and then give coverage to people who are don't just focus on the gurus, people who are established. Focus also try to tap into the market of people who are just starting up, understand their challenges, because we are a conveyor belt. So you see you tell of the challenges that small business are going through. Then banks and financiers and the government are able to act on that and make the space smoother. Yeah, so that would be my advice for journalists.